Um, just here doing another live art show. Today I'll be finishing up this piece I have right here. As you can see, I have my top camera set up. Let me get out of that shot. That camera looks like this. It's currently charging, so. And then I have this camera over here to get a little bit of a side view. And what I did so far to this is I put a red base, which is this one right here. And then first I did the marker, then I did this one, and then the pink one. So I'm gonna finish this up with a white layer on top. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Well, you know, it's just getting started, some would say. Just trying to get a better view for you guys here. I really have to find a better way to place this camera. All right, let's get started. So again, I'm just gonna cover this that I started yesterday with some white paint. Thanks for joining me. This time I'm gonna use a smaller brush. Here it is. The reason I'm using a smaller brush is I want the white lines to be thinner than the red lines. Plus with small brushes, I can control the stroke better. And all I'm doing is writing the same quote over and over. Let's try something really quickly. Thanks, 3D Cube. Appreciate it. You know what? I'm actually not sure if I like the white on here. But I think at this point we've already committed, so I got no choice but to continue. I just found this free YouTube channel. Okay, I think I found the perfect spot. Nice. Perfect. Just finishing up this painting. Again, all I'm doing is I'm repeating the same quote over and over. And I got the quote from this book. It's called How to Be an Artist. It's a really good book. And what I like about it, it's broken up into small segments, like 1 or 2 page tips for artists. And one of the tips is, it takes more than one try. And there was a viewer yesterday who said, perseverance is a good message, and that's the key right there. Or that's the main point, I guess. I want to get a multicam setup. That way I can be cutting between different cameras. But I gotta figure out how to do that first. And I'm not at all concerned about legibility or consistency. As a matter of fact, I want the opposite. I want it to look messy, I want it to look uneven, you name it. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I'm just finishing up this piece here today. I got my camera set up with a top view. And then I got this camera over here with a side view. And then of course I got the live stream over here with the best view, I think. I think I'll probably do 2 pieces today. I was waiting till my payday to buy more paints, and we got paid today, so tomorrow I'll go buy more paints. And what I've been doing is I've been painting over old canvases that I already had. To kind of reuse them and save a little bit of money. And I've been using paints that I've already bought in the past, so I'm kind of trying to use all of them before I buy new ones. But I'm running out of different colors and I'm running out of canvas already. I actually hardly ever use red, so I have a lot of red paint everywhere. It's just really hard for me to use red. It's not one of my favorite colors. So every time I use red, I always cover it with white. That's funny, huh? But how's it going with you guys? Why don't I use red? I don't know, I just don't. I don't like the way it makes me feel, I guess. That's funny. If you just got here, thanks for joining me. Just finishing up this painting today. One thing I've learned about using smaller brushes is that it takes longer. I think what I'll start doing is I'll start scheduling these lives. That way I can share the link on my other socials. But honestly, I don't get much traction on the other socials. So I decided that I'm gonna just focus on YouTube. Let's go ahead and change up that view. I tell this story every live stream, but this specific style I found it by accident, actually. What I did is let's go a little bit of a close up here. I had bought some new markers and I was testing them out. And as I was testing them out, I realized that it made a pretty cool pattern. And I decided to kind of experiment a little bit. And at first I was experimenting with alcohol markers. This brush is done. Time to destroy a new one. I was experimenting with a lot of alcohol markers at first. And the thing with alcohol markers is that they bleed. Meaning that if you put them on light paper, depending how light it is, the alcohol will transfer to the other page. And so I started trying acrylic paint markers instead. These are actually the first ones I bought right here. And those don't bleed, so they stack on top of one another. And that creates this like really neat sort of like texture pattern. I ran out of white paint, but I have back up here. The paint went bad. Oh no. Okay. Looks like my camera 2 lost power, and we're gonna keep going. So back to the story. So when I started trying the acrylic markers, that was really a game changer. So I probably did about close to 90 pieces on paper in my sketchbook, and then on larger paper. And I'm scaling it up. So I'm gonna try to do a few canvases, like big ones. Hopefully try to convince somebody to let me paint their wall, would be cool. Or I was even thinking of doing like an AR, like virtual experience of this same style. My goal is to throw an art show. That's what I want to do. Looks like we broke another brush, guys. We're on the road today. Brush number 3. This one flows a lot smoother. guys, we're coming to an end. And we're done. Let me show you around. My camera 2 died. This is what it came out like. It's not bad. Not my favorite, honestly. Maybe I'll throw another layer on it. When in doubt, just paint it over. Here's the top view. You can see my head there. Rest of the studio. We got some art supplies up here. Got some pins from all the museums and stuff I've been to. Some more art supplies, markers, pens, pencils, brushes, paints, papers. Here's the original version of this, as well as some of the rejects. Exactly, just say the same word over and over. Let me show you the original one actually, I just found it today. So I was buying, I had bought some markers and I was just trying them out just to see how they looked in the colors. And I thought it looked pretty cool with that quote on top. So this led me to this piece right here. You can see in the background I have all the text there in different colors. And then it led me to this one, which I think this one is one of my favorites. Again, same technique. But here, I started playing with the acrylic markers and you can see the difference there. I was still doing alcohol and acrylic here. So then I took my sketchbook and I started just knocking them out using acrylic markers. Sorry if I'm breathing into the mic. That led me to a little bit of a bigger version. These are on cardstock, regular size paper, US paper, 8.5 by 11 inches. And I started knocking these out not too long ago, actually. The date is on the back, in October. So you can see I was just knocking them out. I was being more careful here. I was trying to have straighter lines. You can see that. I actually have to keep these like in a heavy book, and I flip it over so that the weight straightens up the paper. Same with these. I just put it between these two big books. Let me show you the other pieces from this series. The bigger ones now. Thanks. That's kind of the point. Yeah, very meditative, very slow, I guess. This is one piece I haven't finished. Another piece, it looks similar in color, so I have to mix up the colors. And this one was the first one I made that was on the canvas. And now we got this one. Okay. Wow. Thanks for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Next time what I'll do is I'll schedule it ahead of time. Well, see you guys. Bye guys. Have a good night.